Let's get a quick take on Liz Fagen, the embattled superintendent of Douglas County Schools, leaving to accept a superintendent job in Texas, where protests of her hire await her arrival. Patty Calhoun from Westward. Fagen's tenure included a controversial program about vouchers. Does that fight end with her leaving?
No, and in fact, the lawsuits are still going on there. So Douglas County is going to keep fighting the voucher fight. They will not be fighting over Liz Fagen, but it's moved to Texas. You cannot change jobs and think that the social media that has been following you before is not going to follow now. And she's come under real scrutiny lately because of the treatment of a teenager who wanted to lead protests at the high school.
Amy Oliver Cook from the Independence Institute joins us. Thank you very much. Is this loss a big loss for reformers in Douglas County?
Well, interesting question. Texas's gain is definitely our loss. And anytime you challenge status quo the way Dr. Fagen did, anytime you do that, you're gonna get pushback. And despite the nastiness, despite the vitriol, she lasted for 6 years, which is about double the tenure of an average superintendent. And some of the reforms that she oversaw and ushered into Douglas County got bipartisan compliments. I mean, Peter Groff was one of those that actually highlighted Douglas County. So I don't think it ends there because the change is already there. We've seen some incredible successes, including an already 82% graduation rate going to on-time graduation rate going to 90%. People like the reforms. They may not have liked the people that attributed to them.
Eric Solomon, political analyst. Do you think when Douglas County searches for their next superintendent, they want somebody who's going to be willing to jump into the fight as much as apparently Liz Fagen was able to do for the last 6 years?
Well, the new news in Douglas County is you have a divided board. The conservatives are still in charge, but it's not a unanimous makeup now. It's a 4-3 with another election on the horizon a year and a half from now. So I don't know who it's going to be hard to get anyone to take that job with a very divided 4-3 board. Obviously, they'll hire someone. I'm not sure they'll find another Liz Fagen. I've spent some time with her over the years. I find her to be a talented and thoughtful person. Most school superintendents are cut from one kind of cloth. She's cut from a different kind of cloth ideologically, but that does not detract from her talent in running a district. Lastly, I just think this whole debate, whether it's in Douglas County or now in suburban Houston where she's going, just shows how polarized our education politics have become. Everything else in the political system is so polarized, I guess there's no reason education should be immune from that, but it is just as heated and just as polarized as anything else.
John Bowman rounds out the panel, freelance journalist. So what do you bode for the future of Douglas County when it comes to the next superintendent?
Well, if Bennett loses his race to one of the five, maybe he can go be superintendent. I don't know. The bottom line is she's been an artful dodger. As we talked about, the graduation rates have gone up significantly. Student achievement, has gone up. There's been great success under her tenure there. And so now, what are the teachers and the parents that she's been dodging for all these years? What do? They give her a scarlet letter on the internet.